So, there's like a little bit of a controversy over this way that the G chord is held, right? Like you hold it that way, you're holding it my way. I think a lot of you guys hold it my way because I showed you how to play it. Alright, but, and you have to get that, you have to use your middle finger, not your first finger. Yeah, that one goes where your index finger is. No, not the middle finger. It goes where the index finger, the pointer finger. There you go. You got it. You too.
Yay.
Yeah, come on. Don't give up.
Oh.
Yeah, don't let go. Okay, so there's 3 different ways to hold this G chord, and I hold it 2 ways. The third way I don't do, which is your way. Sorry. But here's the old-fashioned way of how this chord was held. Okay. So here, I'd like to clear this up once and for all with you guys. Because I've had people go, they go online and go, yeah, I got G, I learned G, I can do this. And I go, good, awesome, now do this. You can't do it. It's because you're holding it differently. So it's like So this is the way they used to show people. It was like this. So you put your second finger up here, your first finger here, and then your third finger would go down to the high E string, and then these are still open. Okay. So while this may be easier to do at first, especially for a beginner, right?
Yeah.
This is probably the worst way to play G, simply because it doesn't allow you to mess around with this chord as much. Okay, so that's one thing you're going to run into is that holding it this way, you have your chord, and that's fine, and you can still use it, but you run into problems. You can't mess around with the chord as much, and switching from one chord to another becomes more of a hassle. And as I've explained before, being concise is very important in playing. So this is going to not reduce hand motion, it's going to increase it. Alright, and here is the way I normally play it, which is the way it's written over there. Alright, 4, 5, 6, okay. Now, and then this is the way I normally hold it, like this, boom, boom, okay. And then this is G, this is, let's say, easy, okay. And then this is normal, normal, yeah, I'll put it in quotes for you, normal. So, and I like this way for a variety of reasons. One, I got my suspended chord here by adding my first finger. You got that suspended G chord. So I'll put that phantom 1 in over here so you can see it like 1 right here. So that would be our suspended chord if we were to use that. Another thing is, you can just, if you want, suspended, or I'm sorry, you could do the G7 right away. You go from G and get that G7. I'll put that in purple. Alright, so here's our 7. Okay, so that'd be 7th chord. Right? And then this is our suspended chord. Alright. So we're 2 for 2 now, right? We got, and then that.
That was 7 minor.
The purple is the 7. The green is the suspended.
You just drop on the pinky on the 7, right?
Right. You get rid of the 4.
You get rid of the 4.
And then you use that there. So you are letting that go. So this goes bye-bye when we go to do that 7th chord. Bye-bye. So we can play around with this thing, you know?
Yes.
And if you want, you can even play this open. Alright, I mean you could do that with this one. Alright? So that's not that much. But even if you did that, you got like the 6th chord here. But you can still do that with this one. That's not an issue. But another thing is, let's say you get rid of this and you slide this finger up to here. Okay. Okay, found the round. Okay. So, now this is a different type of 7th chord. So this is a major 7th chord. Alright? And listen to it. Doesn't it sound nice? Isn't that nice, eh? So now the whole thing about the difference between a 7th chord and the major 7th is in guitar playing. I'm not really exactly sure how this started, but when they talk about 7th chords, they mean a major chord. It's a major chord with the minor 7th. Kind of peculiar, right? So you get that kind of sound, right? It has like that funky sound to it, that jazzy sound. And that's that major chord with the minor 7th. But in the rest of the music world, piano, any other instrument, when you play a major chord with the and you play a 7th chord, it's always understood to be the major 7th. On guitar, we specifically say major 7th when we play a major 7th chord. Alright? So, but normally, when someone says a 7th chord and they're talking about guitar, they mean a major chord with the minor 7th in it. That make sense? So it's a little strange situation we have in the guitar playing world, but it is what it is. So, but those major 7th, doesn't that sound nice?
Yeah, it does.
Right? It's such a cool sounding chord. So that's our major 7th, right? So that's like us playing this, right? We let that pinky go, and we just bring that thing over to that 2nd fret instead of the 1st fret. That sounds pretty nice. Now, this is all great, right? So you see all the reasons why I like using this chord over this thing. Alright, but it itself does have some limitations, so there is another way to hold G that I do on occasion. And for this song, I would say we could probably get away with that. And I'll show you, I'll give you a bonus C chord as well. So here's this new way to play G. Alright, this is like, I guess like country guys do this a lot. This is like a way country guys learn how to play this chord. And so when you hear, well, as soon as you play it, you're going to hear a little bit of a difference. And I'm going to explain what's happening. But what we do is we go 2, 1, 3, and 4. And then these are over. And that is our new G. Now you hit the difference? Like, that one has more of a shimmer to it. Now for you, it's probably a little easier to get to this one, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta add that one. Yeah, you gotta add that pinky there. So you don't escape the pinky. This G. But it does sound nice. And it was funny because I actually didn't know this G chord when I was learning how to play. And I was learning a song, And as I was playing it, in this song, they took the G chord and just kind of played melodies with it. But as I'm playing along with the song, I realized, I was like, why doesn't that sound right? Something sounds wrong. And for a long time, I didn't know what it was. And then one day, someone was playing G like this, and I was like, what are you doing? They're like, I'm playing G, man. And this is the only way they knew how to do it. So I said, well, show me what you're doing. So they showed me. And then I was like, okay, well, I could start practicing that too. So I practiced that, and then one day I was goofing around with that song, and I realized the guy who wrote the song was playing G like that. I said, no wonder. So this came to me as like I can write a different melody using this chord versus that way of holding it, right? Although there's a lot of stuff we can do with this chord, right? Obviously we got at least 4 different options here. This one has the 2, and that one that's all it is. I mean, you can let go of those and still get that 6th chord, right? But so that one doesn't matter so much, that 6, because that can be done with either one. But now here with this, now we have something a little interesting going on here. Because now we have a way to transition from G to C to D without doing a lot of hand movement. Okay, so I'm going to give you the bonus C. And this is a really nice sounding C. So make sure you're holding this G. Let's grab this G. I'm going to show you. So we got this G. Now take these 2 fingers and just bring them down 1 string each. So you just switch to G, from G to C. So I'll write this down too. So this is our bonus. Now this C has a special name to it. This is a 9 chord. Okay? So what we're doing is we're just adding the 9th note of the C scale into the chord. And it becomes a C, and they call it add the 9. Alright? So we have G, we have the easy G. The normal G, that's the same, and then you have that new G. And with the new G, we can make a very simple change to this C chord. If you notice though, if you look carefully, see this finger right here, right, doesn't have to change when you go to D. So if we were to go from G, C to D, that finger just stays there. That would be the last one, D.
C, A.
That's add, like the word add 9. Like adding the 9th note of the scale. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Right? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? And then we just go up to D again, and that's our 9th. And that's what we're adding into the chord here, is that note. Alright? Because this is our C major scale. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. I threw that really fast at you. But basically these are our 8 notes of the C major scale. Alright, as you can continue on because C, D, D is our 9, and then we're just adding that in there. So it has a nice sound to it. It definitely has an agreeable sound with D, and well, obviously it's because we got the D note in there. So it works really good with D, and it works with G as well. So. So add 9. So we're playing a C major chord. We're just adding that 9th note to the chord. And I love that. I love the way it sounds.
It does, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
You showed me that. That's one of Kiefer Sutherland's songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Alright, so now we have an easy way to play our D, C, G chord progression. Alright, you can stick to this way if you want, or you can do it that new fancy way if you want. Either way is welcome. If you're still getting familiar with the chords, I would say stick with one. Get comfortable playing the rhythm. Alright, but this is all the chords you need to know how to play Sweet Home Alabama.